Hello, love. Thank you for spending your time with me today. If you're new here, first of all, welcome. My name is Sarah and I'm a part-time reseller on websites such as Poshmark, Mercari, and eBay. In this video, I'm focusing specifically on eBay though. If you are interested to see what's sold in Poshmark, I do have another video of that, and I will be coming out with one for Mercari, and I had a couple of sales on Cardigan in my next video as well. As you saw in my thumbnail, on eBay only, there was over $1,000 worth of transactions in the month of December and January. Now, I have been considering lately how much people spend in December versus January, because we know that a lot of people are buying Christmas gifts in December, and in January they don't have as much money to spend. Because I sell mostly clothing, I've been kind of interested to track the difference between December and January. So I'm going to be going over all of my December sales. I will tell you how much people spent in December specifically, and then I'll go over my January sales and compare the 2 months together. I have my computer here that I have up with notes, so if I look down, that's what I'm looking at. I'm just going to go ahead and start. In the month of December, December 5th was the first day that I sold anything specifically on eBay, and that was a Doug Funny keychain set that I actually got from my mother. She's been clearing out a lot of stuff from childhood. This is something that she found. It sold for $5.99 with $4.50 shipping. I will definitely put a picture here of anything that I sell, as well as any relevant information such as where I got and any kind of promo codes that I have. I also sold a George black sparkly sweater dress. This I sold through free inventory that I got through the Nextdoor app from somebody that I was talking to back and forth. They were trying to offload a bunch of stuff just from their personal closet. I happened to be on the app at the same time. We hooked up. I was able to get her stuff off of her hands. I'm able to make money off of it. This sold for $5.70 with $5.50 shipping. One item that I sourced for myself from Plato's Closet was this Banana Republic women's black blazer. I always put my own clothes up on the platforms that I would be okay with getting rid of if they made a profit, and this definitely did. I bought it for $2. It sold for $14.90 with $5.99 shipping. Now back in, I want to say July, I got a Wholesale Ninjas lot, specifically because I was watching Lindy Glenn a lot and she kind of influenced me to try it out. So this next item came from that. It was a Zarby's Immune System Support Drink. This sold for $5.50 with free shipping. So essentially I didn't make any money on this. I want to say it was like $2 an item, so I almost lost money on this, but I don't use it myself, so it was just sitting there. I just needed to get out, and my hope was that it would trigger a little bit more sales. Also on December 5th, I sold a chocolate chip cookies skillet mix set. This I got through a Quicklotz Nordstrom half pallet. This sold for $1.74 with $6.99 shipping. This Nordstrom black white sparkly winter scarf also came from that Quicklotz half pallet. It sold for $1.49 with $6.99 shipping. I estimated my cost of goods to be about $1 from that specific box. So with fees and everything, I definitely just made even on that, if not lost money on it, a couple of cents on it. Again, I was just trying to get rid of some stuff, trying to trigger some more sales. All the way on December 7th, I sold the Victoria's Secret VSX Supermodel leggings. These came from the free inventory that I got through the Nextdoor app. They sold for $25.90 with $5.30 shipping. Also from that free inventory lot was an Ann Taylor Loft blue floral blouse. This sold for $13 with $4.30 shipping. Also from the free inventory, $25 for a Calvin Klein work dress. This sold for $6.99 shipping. I do believe I was able to get the shipping a little bit lower than that, but the buyer did pay $6.99 shipping. What do you know? Another piece from that free inventory. This Loft V-neck long cardigan sold for $10 with $5.25 shipping. Another piece from the free inventory, of course, this Zara red and black abstract skirt. It was a mini skirt. It sold for $11.20 with $5.30 shipping attached to it. One piece that wasn't from the free inventory actually came from a Quicklotz Amazon palette that I got last year, I want to say in November, and things are still selling from it. I estimated my cost of goods to be about 50 cents from this palette. However, I have made so much money on this that at this point I'm just taking all of the money and almost considering it to be a free cost of goods because I well more than tripled, quadrupled my money back from that palette. This was a Henny Root Naturalist 5-pack of cozy socks. These sold for 99 cents with $8.99 shipping. If you are looking to get a palette of some sort and you're not looking to get into super high end, this is definitely the palette that I recommend for you because every single thing came in absolute brand new condition and it is selling like crazy. A lot of stuff sold in the $50 range, some in the $25 range. Of course, you see this is a 99-cent sale, but I've had this for more than a year. I have made way more money on this particular palette than any other style of sourcing I've seen so far. Also, from this Amazon palette was a Mosnow unisex cobalt blue beanie. This was new with tags. It sold for $15.90 with $8.99 shipping attached to it. I think I got this next piece from Goodwill, which I was sourcing for myself, but it ended up not fitting. I did pay $4.50 for this, so it wasn't the biggest sale, but again, I intended it to be for my own. This Banana Republic work dress sold for $8 with $3.99 shipping attached to it. From my Wholesale Ninjas box, this Shea Moisture Calm and Comfort Body Wash sold for $8.80. I paid for shipping on it. I ended up putting this in a padded flat rate envelope. I had it super protected in bubble wrap, even in the flat rate envelope. So it did end up making it there okay. However, of course, I didn't make any money off of this, but it was out of my house. It's not something that I use on my own. Otherwise, I would have ended up just keeping it for myself. This Tommy Hilfiger red hoodie dress came from my free inventory that I sourced through the Nextdoor app. It sold for $10.99 with free shipping attached to it. I was able to get it in first class shipping. However, still didn't make that much money off of it. It was free, however, so I'm okay with that. Also a piece from, of course, that free inventory. If you see Tommy Hilfiger, Loft, or Next, it's most likely the free inventory that I got through the Nextdoor app. This was a Tommy Hilfiger sweatshirt dress. It was size large, it was short sleeve. It sold for $12 with $8.99 shipping attached to it. This did go first class. This next piece actually came from my boyfriend's closet. This was a Ralph Lauren Blue Label taupe suit set. This sold for $46 with $5.99 shipping attached to it. I did, by miracle, fit it in a padded flat rate envelope, so this is what I shipped it in. I did have to like roll it and twist it kind of weird, but it did fit. It was perfectly fine. Moving on Christmas Day, I sold a Gap Buffalo Plaid zipper mini skirt. It was wool. This came from the free inventory, so everything was profit from this. It sold for $17 with $8.99 shipping attached to it. By the way, with the shipping, I always start with $8.99 for my shipping. Every time I relist something on eBay, I drop it down by $1. So if you see something that was let's say $6.99 shipping, that means I relisted it twice. It's just my indication of how long I have had the item, and the lower the shipping goes, the more I'm willing to just let it go. Also on Christmas Day, I sold an Athleta pose layered long sleeve top. This was kind of like a yoga or lounge top. This sold for $10 with $5.50 shipping attached to it. This was the free inventory that I got through the Nextdoor app. Of course, let it go. Yet another piece from, of course, free inventory. I was very blessed to connect with this person. This was a Victoria Beckham Target mini dress. This sold for $14 with $5.20 shipping attached to it. On December 26th, of course, more free inventory sold. It was a Loft Plaid jogger set. They were more of like formal structured, but they also felt like joggers. I don't know. It's kind of weird. What do you know? More free inventory sold. This was a Tommy Hilfiger gray t-shirt dress. This sold for $10 with free shipping attached to it. It did go first class. Did make just a tiny bit of money on it, but it was free inventory. I was letting it go out of my house. And next thing that sold, of course, more free inventory. This is a common trend here. This was a Loft white tank top with those crochet hem, and there was like crochet detail along the neckline as well. This sold for $5. This next piece did not come from that free inventory that I sourced through Nextdoor. However, it was free to me. This is something that my mom gave to me as she was clearing some things out. I think this is something that she intended to give for a Christmas gift. She didn't end up giving it as the Christmas gift. This was a Hot Wheels. It was a 2001 Hot Wheels car. It was a Fast and Furious Nissan with $7.99 attached to it. On New Year's Eve, another thing from my mom. This actually something that we went into last Christmas season. We got kind of into the draft Prism cards. We sold a couple of them that we did not open up. One of the boxes we wanted to open up just to see what would happen and break them up in individual cards. What would happen is I would sell this for 1 cent and have 91 cent shipping attached to it. Because I was actually able to mail this out in an envelope that was the exact amount, I made exactly $0 on this, but I don't want to throw away cards, and I was hoping it would trigger sales, so whatever. And that was the end of my December sales. Now, my December sales totaled to be just about $500, I believe. I will put the exact amount of money from December here. I'm gonna go ahead and move on to my January sales, hoping they're a little bit better for you here. On New Year's Day, coming from my Amazon palette, it was a smart, good-looking Irish embroidered hat. It was kind of like a baseball hat feel. This sold for $5.99 with $8.99 shipping attached to it. Also, on New Year's Day, I sold a Tommy Hilfiger sweatshirt hoodie dress. Remember, anytime you see Tommy Hilfiger, just assume it's free inventory. In this case, it was. This sold for $11.50. I don't know why the buyer paid $11.95 for shipping, but that's most definitely not what it cost to ship out. This did go in first class mail, so I ended up making out on the shipping for that. I don't know. I wonder if I just made it go to what it automatically calculated as, and it probably calculated as 2 pounds because I usually have to adjust it. I might have been in a rush kind of listing this one, didn't pay attention to the shipping. That's my guess with it. They paid for it. I kind of feel bad that they paid almost $12 for shipping because that's quite a bit, but I took that money and went with it. Also on January 1st, I sold a Bad Dad Jokes desk calendar. This is something that my boyfriend got from his grandma for Christmas. He gets it every single year and never uses it, so I just knew to list it automatically. It's one of those things you can't tell grandma no, but we'll take the money for it. This sold for $9.40. The buyer paid $3.19 shipping because it was shipped medium mail. This portable sanitizer bag came from a Quicklotz Nordstrom general merchandise half pallet. It sold for $1 with $4.99 shipping attached to it. Of course, that means even on that, actually no, I lost money on that one for sure, but I got a lot of these and nobody wanted them. I tried to give them for donation to my school because I am a full-time assistant principal. They didn't even want them. We're just so overwhelmed with sanitizer and different protective things. These were just sitting there. I didn't have the heart to just throw them away. Here I am hoping that this will trigger sales. It did not trigger sales because my next sale was all the way until January 4th when that previous one sold on January 1st. But this Michael Kors white eyelet midi skirt, not mini rather, this came from, of course, free inventory. This sold for $10 with $8.99 shipping attached to it. Also from the free inventory, I sold a Loft blue and white striped floral eyelet. It was like a flowy dress, super comfortable. I actually wore it a couple of times. This sold for $7.40 with $7.99 shipping attached to it. That means I relisted it one time. On January 5th, we at home had been clearing things out. We were still on break, of course, taking advantage of the time. We sold a 4-lot of 20 by 20 leather cowhide pillow covers. These, of course, came from my own house. These sold for $83 with $8.50 shipping attached to it. I did put these in a padded flat rate envelope. Moving on to January 7th, I sold a Lululemon Heather Gray day tipper open back dress. This came from, what do you know, the free inventory. This sold for $23.20. The buyer paid $11.10 shipping. This again seems like I was in a rush while I went to list the item and I just let it go for whatever it automatically charged the shipping for. My guess is it said it was going to be 2 pounds. I know for sure it was not 2 pounds. I would have calculated as I was shipping it and shipped it in first class. From my Quicklotz Nordstrom half pallet, I sold a Collection 18 pink Valentine's scarf. It was an infinity scarf. This sold for $4 with $5.99 shipping attached to it. It makes sense that that took a couple of cycles of relisting to list because it was Valentine's related. I'm sure this person bought it in anticipation of Valentine's Day, which actually is tomorrow. I feel like Valentine's Day is just a good time to stop and appreciate love all around, love for yourself, your family, your friends, of course your significant other, but I think it's more important to just celebrate life and love in general. Also on January 7th, I sold a Loft green, blue, and black. It was like almost looked like a bandana. It was a tank top. It sold for $1 with $8.99 shipping attached to it. This came from free inventory, of course, because you saw Loft, you probably automatically assumed that. On January 8th, I sold a Levtex Easter basket. This came from the Nordstrom half pallet. It sold for $1.40 with $6.99 shipping attached to it. On January 9th, I sold a 2-set of Fa La La red Christmas holiday mugs. This was from Modern Gourmet. This was for my mom cleaning out her house. This sold for $10 and $8.99 shipping attached to it. Now, I live in Orlando. My mother lives in Illinois. So what she does is takes pictures of items. I fix the background, put it up. She ships them from her house. I just email the shipping label to her. Sometimes she asks for money back because she bought it specifically to sell. In this case, she was clearing things out, so this was all profit to me. I was not mad about it. Also on January 9th, I sold a new look off the shoulder blouse. This sold for 99 cents with $5.10 shipping attached to it. This was free inventory, essentially sold for free. Of course, as I've said before, my hope with these lower sales is that it will trigger more sales. In this case, it did not, because the next sale was on January 12th. It was a restorative practice handbook. This sold for $12 and I had free shipping on it. It ended up going medium mail. This is something that I purchased for myself for work, read it one time. It was in completely new condition and I ended up putting it up here. So I almost see that as free inventory because I bought it for my full-time job. Also on January 12th, I sold a 2-pack of Upgrade Gray sports socks. These sold for $14 and it had free shipping attached to it. I don't remember if this came from my Amazon palette or the Nordstrom palette, but they definitely came from Quicklotz. This next sale was sold through the global shipping program through eBay. This sold for $17.70 with $4.20 shipping attached to it. Came from free inventory. It was a Loft floral camisole that was new with tags. This Free People red and white floral dress also came from, of course, the free inventory. It sold for $15.25 with $5.50 shipping attached to it. On January 14th, I sold a Santa Barbara stainless steel shot glass set. It was like a party set. This sold for $1 and $4.99 shipping attached to it. This is like a wash. If anything, I lost just a little bit of money on it, hoping that it would trigger sales. This sold from the Quicklotz general merchandise half palette. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I definitely lost money on this because of the cost of goods for it. This Tommy Bahama linen gingham off the shoulder dress came from free inventory, so I lost money on Quicklotz, definitely gaining the money back from the free inventory. It sold for $17.60 with $12.65 of shipping attached to it. I really have to pay attention to what eBay is charging for shipping because $12.65 is way too much for this. This definitely went out in first class mail. On January 16th, I sold a couple of items to the same buyer, so they combined shipping on it. 2 Victoria's Secret items. One was a Victoria's Secret flannel sleep pajama, bottoms only, and the other thing was a Victoria's Secret oversized, lightweight, it was like athleisure wear. It was a shirt. One more item to go with that, but they ended up being returned actually. It was a Michael Kors white cozy active shorts. These sold for $46 altogether. All 3 of them. I charged $8.99 shipping for all 3 of them. The next 2 items came from my mother that she sourced specifically to sell. These were 95 cents a piece. Both sold on January 16th. The first one was a Dodge Charger. It was an ID Hot Wheels. I have no idea what that means, but she told me it meant something. It sold for $3.58 with $4.75 shipping attached to it. Obviously didn't make a whole lot of money for it, but it was very easy to list. The other item that sold was a Hot Wheels ID red Porsche. Again, have no idea what that ID means, but she said all the resellers were buying it, so I put it up on there. It sold for $7.80 with $11.75 shipping attached to it. That was way too much in shipping. That's something that I realized as I'm filming this, that I definitely need to pay attention to what I am charging for shipping. This next item to sell on January 17th also came kind of from the collab with my mom. This was a Panini Prism card. Remember I said we opened one of the packs. This one sold for $3 with $2.99 shipping attached to it. I did end up putting it in an envelope. I want to say it was 91 cents, maybe 97 cents, definitely less than $1 though. So I did make money on this, but not very much. This next piece came from my Amazon palette for sure. It was a BP eyelet or eyelash pullover sweater. It sold for $15 with $6.99 shipping attached to it. It did have a 50-cent cost of goods, but remember I said everything that I'm getting from this, I'm almost counting as free inventory because I've made so much money from it already. This next piece was from free inventory. It was a Gap navy V-neck dress. This sold for $13 with $6.99 shipping attached to it. Another book that I sold specifically from work. This was a restorative circles in schools. This sold for $8. I offered free shipping on this with media mail included. We've been focusing a lot on restorative practices, restorative circles within our school, trying to get everyone, you know, happy-go-lucky, happy feeling. On January 21st, I sold a Lilly Pulitzer 2-piece cropped skirt set. This sold for $42. I offered free shipping on it. I actually sourced this for myself through Mercari. I bought it for $25. It didn't work out. It fit really weird, so I put it up. Of course, I knew that I was gonna get more than $25 for it. The original person that I bought from just had bad pictures on it, so I know that that's the reason why it was not selling. On January 22nd, I sold a Loft navy crochet shoulder detail top. This, of course, Loft, definitely free inventory. It sold for $5 with $5.25 shipping attached to it. More free inventory, but it wasn't through the Nextdoor app. This was my mom clearing out the closet. This was actually mine as a child. Obviously never opened it. It was new in packaging. It was a Treasure Troll Kyra Purple Wishstone Gem Jewel first edition doll. That's a lot of phrasing to say in one. This sold for $8.99 with $4.70 shipping attached to it. I actually was at my mother's house for Christmas taking pictures of a couple of things. I ended up leaving everything at her house. So we did the whole, she packaged it up. I sent her the shipping label. It was on its way. We have never had any issues with this. From free inventory, I sold an Ann Taylor lace black top. This sold for 99 cents with $4.70 shipping attached to it. This I ended up actually taking to a buy-sell trade store and I forgot to take it down, so I had to cancel this. When I have to cancel things like this, I always reach out to the buyer and I say, hey, I'm so sorry I don't have this anymore. You're welcome to look into my store. I will offer you anything $10 or less. If it is $10 or less, or you know, however much money it is, I will tell them a limit that they can spend, or I can cancel the order. I have never had somebody say that they would rather have something else. They always cancel the order, but it is better to ask them and have them cancel the order instead of canceling the order yourself, so then you don't get a hit against eBay. This next piece was also free inventory. I did have it, so I was able to ship it out. It was a Vince Camuto green long sleeve cold shoulder top. This sold for 99 cents with $5.10 shipping attached to it. On January 25th, I sold another piece from the Wholesale Ninjas lot. This was an Old Spice deodorant stick. It sold for $5 with free shipping attached to it. Obviously didn't make any money on this, but I was hoping it would trigger more sales, which it actually did in this case. I do not know how to pronounce this brand. It's Ibcool, I believe. It's a floral sleeveless nylon dress. It sold for $50 with $5.30 shipping attached to it. This I did source through Goodwill. It was $10, so I definitely made a profit on this one. This Daily Ritual green swing dress sold for $2.25 through the global shipping program. I charged $2.99 for it. However, because it was global shipping, the buyer ended up paying more for shipping. I'm not entirely sure how that works out, but it's all on the back end, has nothing to do with me. This was free. No, this was not free inventory. This was from the Quicklotz Amazon palette. The next item to sell was a Victoria's Secret logo cropped sweater. This sold for $2.70 with $7.99 shipping attached to it. This was free inventory that I sourced through the Nextdoor app. Now this next one was absolutely destroyed. I could not open this eyeshadow palette at all, and I didn't want to keep trying and destroy the actual eyeshadow because the eyeshadow was fine. Just could not open it. This sold for 99 cents with $5.99 shipping attached to it. This came from my Quicklotz general merchandise half palette. If you don't know, if you haven't seen those unboxing, everything is just thrown into one big box. So there is chances that things are gonna get broken. This was one of them, or maybe it was broken before it even hit the box, which is why it was in the box, because in most cases they are returns. In any case, whatever, it's out of my house, I'm moving on. On January 29th, I sold a J. Crew blue button-up Oxford. It was a boy shirt. The boy is the style, was actually a women's shirt though. This sold for $10 with $8.99 shipping attached to it. This came from the free inventory. I actually wore this a couple of times to work as well. If something's not new with tags, if it's my size, I might wear it a couple of times. This Vince Camuto Rose Gold Taupe bag, this was $8.50. It sold with $8.99 shipping attached to it. This came from the free inventory. Another Tommy Hilfiger piece, which of course means another piece from the free inventory. This was a forest green t-shirt dress. It sold for $7.10 with $5.95 shipping attached to it. These 90 Degree by Reflex black leggings sold for $6 with $8.99 shipping attached to it. These were from my ThredUP box. So this was one of the first pieces that I saw sell from ThredUP. If you haven't seen my unboxings for those, we'll definitely put them in the description below. At this point, I am just approaching making my money back, so anything after that will of course be profit. At this point, I had not yet though. The next thing that sold was an Ann Taylor Loft pink floral flowy shorts. Of course, you see Loft, definitely equate that to the free inventory. This sold for $9 with a $5.25 shipping attached to it. And that was the very last piece. That was on January 31st, the last piece of January that sold specifically on eBay. So I will definitely put the exact amount, but I believe it was just under $600. You can double check my math here that I sold in January. So I'm gonna say January for used clothing is definitely better than December. I think a lot of people in December are worrying about Christmas gifts, everything new with tags, and then they realize that they don't have any money to spend on their own, or they're just back to their regular spending, and that is why my earnings are so much more in January versus December. If you are interested in seeing what I earned specifically in Mercari, December versus January, and of course Citizen as well, make sure you subscribe, hit the bell notification as well. That way you get notified as soon as I release that video, as well as any other videos that I have coming. Again, I really appreciate you spending your time with me today, and I will see you hopefully in the next video.